Easily the best place we've been on the entire trip.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low. Now, if you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe. Striking the winner post now. Everything's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance.
Ah, Exmouth. What a place it has been. We're grabbing our morning coffee and today is our last day. We're leaving.
I think this is the saddest I've ever been to leave somewhere on this trip.
If you could only come one place in Australia, come to Exmouth.
Yeah, thoroughly cemented itself as the top spot on the trip so far.
We have a lot of footage and not a whole lot of us talking to the camera, and that's because a lot of the footage is underwater.
Basically, 90% of our time here was spent in the water. As in, my ears are still getting some of the water out. I occasionally will put my head in a weird angle and hear like a pop, 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 pop of all the water making its way out.
Yeah. So, brief timeline of what we did while we were here is we arrived in Exmouth and we spent 4 nights in Cape Range National Park, which is on the west side of the peninsula. Absolutely amazing national park.
We managed to score 4 nights, 2 separate campgrounds, 2 nights at each, which was just spectacular. There's no phone reception out there. We were just completely off grid for 5 days and I'm still processing what happened there. We swam with turtles for the first time ever.
Yeah.
We saw every kind of coral and every kind of fish that you could imagine. Size, color, texture, shape, everything that you could imagine is down there, and it just, what an experience.
Your campsite's right next to the beach.
You like literally walk 30 steps and you are at the ocean, and then you swim another 10 strokes and you're at the reef, and then you just spend the next 2 hours floating down looking at all these fish.
Yeah. We've not snorkeled the whole planet, but people who have say that Cape Range National Park is arguably the best snorkeling in the whole world. Scuba dive course was amazing. We had about 1 day's worth of while we were in the national park reading through our booklets, and then we had 1 day in the pool with our instructor Chloe, who was really cool, and the other 4 people in our group learning to scuba dive with us. Had an absolute blast. Even just being in the pool was amazing.
Breathing underwater is such a trippy feeling the first time you do it.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to look around you and be like, yeah, I'm sick. I could just stay down here forever.
And then
so good.
From there, the following 2 days, we went out on the dive company's boat. We went with Dive Ningaloo. We went to the Marion Islands, and then the following day to the reef. There was a rogue wave on our very first dive.
This is our first ever dive. You got 6 newbies and an instructor. Just like, oh my goodness, we're in the ocean, breathing underwater.
Awesome. And next thing you know, I am like on the side of the reef, and then why am I on top of the reef? That was random. And then it throws me back down, and then it throws me into the reef. I'm like,
all of us are just like, flailing.
I kid you not, like getting sucked up and down the side of this reef 4 to 5 meters within 1 or 2 seconds. Just
it was wild. Everyone's dive computers were like beep, 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 beep. So we are now official scuba divers. We have our accreditation, which never runs out actually. It's with us for life, so that's pretty cool.
Highly recommend.
We took 2 days off, which I'm so thankful for. I was absolutely wrecked. We are off to the bakery. Every good town has a good bakery. If it doesn't have a bakery, it's not a good town, in my opinion. Now, we have heard some excellent reviews of this bakery, so I have very high expectations, which maybe it's setting it up to fail, but maybe they're going to be exceeded and therefore all the more worth it. Very, very excited. Apparently, there is a huge hot selection as well as a huge sweet selection. Whew, I'm ready. Broome did not have a bakery. Can we just talk about that for a second? What are you doing, Broome? The bakery trip has turned into a chip tasting.
That's me, Zed. Those are my chips.
Zed.
All right, let's jump right in. Where's the longest chip?
All right, longest chip.
10.7 centimeters. Not bad. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
Not a good wow.
That's not a good wow. They're a little stale, kind of bland. Not a lot of flavor going on. I think that one might have been completely unsalted.
I think they had the salt on the counter for you to do yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll get one. That didn't help.
Look at this.
All right, here's the marks.
Sad.
This was $7. That's a relatively small amount of chips for $7. Strike number 2, they're soggy. Strike number 3, they're bland.
Strike 4, they didn't put salt on.
Strike 4, no salt.
So many strikes. I don't think I need to finish these to make my decision.
Yeah. Even the seagulls reject this.
Serious.
Yeah. Without a doubt, the worst chips we've had on the trip.
I mean, we're still gonna eat them
Yeah.
because we don't like food waste. If I was Marie Kondo, I'd throw these away.
Zero joy sparked.
No joy sparked.
There you have it.
Let's see if they can redeem themselves with their pies. Not that we're about bakery reviews, but I do feel like we need to give them the opportunity to redeem themselves at least partially.
That's delicious.
If you come to Ningaloo Bakery and Cafe, go with their pies. Just leave the chips. Don't even consider it. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't. Buy yourself 2 pies if you have to, but don't go into the chips. Then the following Monday, we dived the Navy Pier, which is considered one of the top 10 dive sites in the world. Our first
One of the best
legit
dive sites in the world.
dives where we're not on the course, we don't have to pass any competencies. So for every dive previous, we had to do like skill tests in the water, which involved things like, oh no, I've lost my regulator, the thing that you breathe from, and now I have to find it, and I have to prove to my instructor that I'm not gonna freak out and run out of oxygen before I've found it. And oh no, my mask has completely come off, and now I need to put it back on at the bottom of the ocean and clear it. Thank you for that. Anyway, this was our first official dive. I got really cold on the dives. So when we were on the boat, I had my swimmers, then my rashi, then a vest, then a wetsuit, and then another wetsuit. But this one wetsuit is the total of the vest and the first wetsuit combined. So I talked to my instructor and she reckons that I'll be fine with a vest and a wetsuit. But I think I might just slip on my rashi as well. Better be safe than sorry. Sounds like I need a layer of cement, am I right? Taxi stands on the bus. Ready to go. We went down in our group and holy moly, it was incredible.
Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We never need a plan. We'll be alright, just you and I. Singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside. Gotta do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone. You gotta understand that we get watched.
One of my favorites were these orange fish that are all about this size. I still don't know what they're called, but I'm calling them orange recliners.
Orange recliners.
Because they all just like chill on the bottom or like in little nooks. Not swimming,
They just sit there.
resting.
Yeah.
In their little chairs.
Most chill fish.
So
Yeah.
cute and wacky.
'Cause I wanna drive
the navy pier is known for one fish. He's like the king of the piers that they call him, and he's also affectionately known as the BFG, the big friendly grouper. He's a Queensland grouper, and he is, at current count, I think is 2.3 meters long, but that was last year, so he's bigger than that now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you haven't done the navy pier unless you've seen the BFG. So we're so jazzed to see the BFG, and you know, we're following our instructor all the way down. We haven't seen him. First dive goes by, we haven't seen him.
Yeah, she told us, I will take you to see the BFG at the end of the second dive.
And we were like, okay, that's cool. We can be chill about that. Guaranteed the second dive. Second dive comes along. We go through the whole dive. We haven't seen the BFG. And I'm looking at my air tank going, oh no, I'm gonna get to my emergency air before we see the BFG. And so I'm trying to like slow down my breathing. It's like, just completely chill and not move a muscle and just prolong my air supply so that we have the best chance to see him. And you can tell our instructor's like swimming around trying to find this fish. He's 2.5 meters long. It's not hard to see this guy if he's around. Anyway, she can't find him. I get to my 50 bar air supply. That's when you're supposed to surface. I like tap Zane and I'm like, this is how much air have you got? I'm like, I've got 50 bar, we need to go up. And he was like, damn.
No
like,
BFG.
I know. I'm sorry. Tap my instructor. I'm like, I gotta go up. And she was like, okay, off you go. Ascend. Make sure you do a safety stop. And that basically just means you need to stop at 5 meters below the surface for 3 minutes to allow the nitrogen to get out of your body. It's a thing. Anyway, Zane and I go up to 5 meters. We stop for 3 minutes. Zane and I are just like looking at each other because you can't talk still. So we're looking at each other. Just chilling, filming, getting some selfies. And then I look behind Zane and I'm like, there he is! The BFG!
Oh, wow.
And Zane like looks around and is like, yes!
I can't believe it.
Swims over to him. He like comes and almost kisses Zane. Hangs out a bit. I get a couple of shots of him. And then he's just like, hey guys, you're cool. You look cool. Awesome. Peace out. And then he just swims away.
I'm like, I don't know. I need to yell, but I can't. So I do a backflip in the water just to celebrate. And I think the BFG was like, oh man.
That's way too much, dude.
Too much. So then he swam away.
He just went off.
My bad.
Swam away. We didn't see him again. We surfaced. We were like, yes, we saw him. Apparently, he's got some scuff marks on him because he's been fighting with the other males down there for all of the ladies.
We saw a lot of his ladies.
We saw a lot of his ladies. He has quite a harem down there.
They're maybe like a tenth the size of him. Which leads me to like my favorite fish. One of our favorites is boxfish. These little square looking fish.
A square fish!
Square fish! Utterly adorable.
Like a rectangular prism fish with a little snout.
Stubby tail at the back, stubby little fins on the side. Very boxy. My other favorite fish are parrotfish, which are these vibrant rainbow colored fish in all sorts of patterns. And they have these beaks for mouths, like a parrot, and they use it to gnaw on the hard coral. And so if you stop and slow your breathing, you can hear them going crunch, crunch,
Listen,
crunch.
it's everywhere. It's just this constant like crackle in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing. And they are
Everywhere on the
so beautiful. My favorite was swimming with turtles. I cannot describe to you in words, but I will try. It is so magical to swim alongside a creature that is so graceful and chilled in the water. It's just so amazing to watch a turtle glide underwater for however long. Like, we were following some of these turtles for like, I don't know, 15 minutes. Follow them, chilling, and then watch them just ascend. Their little head goes above the water to grab a breath, and then straight back down they go. And again, like, repeat the, oh man.
Our last day, yesterday, we saw humpback whales in the water.
We got the drone out, maybe 2K out to sea.
Just under 2K.
And there was a mum and a baby, and what we assume is the dad. Don't know, could be a wrong assumption.
Uncle.
Could just be a friend. Don't want to put that on them. But 3 of them just hanging out. Oh, so cool. Ah!
Whales. The whale footage. It's just something else. I think I'm gonna come back and live here for the rest of my life until I can learn to ride a whale, and I'm gonna name a whale, and I'm gonna keep one. I'm gonna get them to adopt me. I'm gonna become a whale man. I'm gonna make a documentary about living with whales.
My whale teacher. So obviously we will be back to Exmouth for obvious reasons, but we do actually have to come back here at some stage because Exmouth is actually famous for whale sharks.
Yeah.
But we missed the season.
No whale sharks.
No whale sharks.
June.
I believe the season is May until June. That's like you're guaranteed to see It's like you're guaranteed to see a whale shark in that time. We will definitely be back one day to see the whale sharks.
Yep.
And hopefully the humpbacks as well.
And the turtles again.
Oh, and everything. Everything.